minutes for our guys.
Okay, anyway, hi everyone. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight at our 11th episode of BA Day Afterwork Talks podcast. Today have a great guest and really interesting topic. We will talk about commitments and expectations, and I should say it's one of my weak points for a long time. But I still working with this, so I will be really interested in this conversation with Dmytro, and hope he will give me some few useful advices. Take into account that you have a great experience, practical experience. But first, let me just quickly remind you about hosts of this podcast. So usually I have Rainer Wendt with me. He's owner, and he created this BA Day conference and this podcast. I am Oleksandr Moskalyuk. I help him with organization of BA Day conference, and also one of the hosts of podcasts BA Day Afterwork Talks. Before we'll start our discussion, I just want to remind you about our sponsors. Thanks a lot to Deutsche Telekom that helps us to create this conference. Also, IREB, IBO, Masventa, our beloved sponsors that support our conference, support our podcasts, and I'm sure you know all of them. And anyway, you can check their websites and see what interesting information you can get from them. And let me introduce my guest, Dmytro. Dmytro, you have so many titles. Please tell a few words about yourself.
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Alexander. I think that maybe, guys, you know me, maybe really not yet, but I am a chief business analyst in EPAM company. And for sure, also I conducted one more role in IIBA Ukraine chapter, director of competence grow. And I am a chief business analyst, as I mentioned before. So I made a very long way, during my professional life. And for sure, I conducted a lot of roles, during this life. First of all, I was playing a lot of roles. Yeah, first of all, project manager, product owner, business analyst, chief business analyst, product manager, and right now, finally, I'm playing the role of program manager inside the company. So that means that I like to collect my experience, my knowledge from different areas, from different expertises, and just mix some kind of knowledge and experience in practice and provide new ideas, because I'm strongly convinced in that fact that something new and something interesting should be born on the edge. So that is why I like to provide some kind of investigations, experiments, etc. And I hope that my knowledge today will be useful for you guys.
Sure, I'm totally sure about this. And taking into account your so many positions, I think that managing expectations of customers and also of the team is one of the most complicated tasks in your line of work.
I should agree totally, because this topic, when we had some kind of discussion and when we planned to have this event with Alexander and with Rainer, we think about the topic, and we had a discussion, and we find out the main points for you guys for today's agenda. As you can see, we're going to have some 3 focuses of our attention about some short discussion about balancing commitments, expectations management, and best practices, because you shouldn't leave our event without any kind of practical recommendations from our side.
Sure. Okay. So, clients' trust. The most valuable thing in our way of work, and also the very hard to achieve thing and easy to lost.
Absolutely.
How do you I don't know, work with clients' expectations, not only clients, but also clients and the team expectations, because usually it's just they can be really different, because any clients want to get everything and for nothing, and team can build something and for a lot of money. Let's say this. Let's put it, yeah, just to make it bigger and to show the idea. So how?
Yeah, I guess we have the next slide that directly answer to this question. But before, no, before that, yeah, let's come back to the first one. I just want to make some kind of attention or some special point of our attention with our guys to the next formula that I think that I am not an inventor, but I am descriptor of this formula from our practice. I think that, in my opinion, trust is equal the sum of satisfied expectations from cooperation and predicted results of work. Why? Why we're going to use these two components in our work, in our practice, or should use? In my opinion, and from based on my experience, because as you saw, guys, on the slide, I had a lot of experience in my life, especially in IT area and not only in consulting as well. And always, I'm working with the clients. And finally, I made some kind of conclusions that not only results matter, but besides results matters also some kind of expectations that should be satisfied. How are we going to cooperate and how are we going to work together? Because it's about not only processes, it's about the feelings of client. Is our client happy with us or not? Do we set up some kind of clear and transparent process of cooperation with our client? And our client don't need to provide some kind of extra control to our cooperation or apply extra control procedures to our cooperation, etc., etc., etc. So that means for all of us that we need to think not only about the results of work, but we need to think about the feelings of the client. And we need to define these feelings of the client during cooperation process. And even more before we're going to start our cooperation process. So if you think about, if you are going to think about if you're going to think a little bit more about this simple formula, you can understand and you can mention that this formula should be decomposed or could be decomposed in different topics and different aspects, or maybe some kind of parts, yeah, that also related to the sense of this formula. So I think that we can just go forward. Yep, Oleksandr.
Talk about loyalty.
Yes, because trust is the general understanding how we're going to cooperate with each other. Yeah, because I am trust to you guys, you trust to me and my expertise, my knowledge that I transfer to you, etc. And we have Rainer with us. That is great. So that means for us that we need to think about the simple things that we're going to build in practice all together with our clients and with any class of stakeholders to build such great entity as we discussed before, that has a name of trust. Yeah, so that is why I just proposed to you on that slide and for our common discussion with Oleksandr and with Rainer, 7 steps of loyal cooperation. Yeah, and here we have such things that highlighted with a special phone. Yeah, with a built on. So we have the goals, consistency, and their common understanding. This is the first point. Yeah, and because without the common vision on something that we're going to do, we can't talk about other things. Also, actions transparency. Yep, because our trust also based on the understanding what we are going to do every minute in our project. I name that, or I call that every minute in the brackets, of course. But generally, we need to have that understanding. We need to provide such kind of understanding for each other. Openness to feedback. We need to hear each other very well. So we need to set up also the feedback loop generally, yeah, and just use this feedback loop vice versa, yeah, with our stakeholders, with our clients, etc. We need to have some kind of work metrics clarity, because if we're going to measure our results, we need to not be agreed only on the results on the results content, yep, or sense, yeah. We need to, or objects, we need to also understand how we're going to measure these results together. And be sure every time we need to provide the honesty, yeah, generally. Why? Because if we are cheating somebody, it's some kind of the law of boomerang for all of us. Definitely, it's a law of the life. So, and 2 points more, it's about the changes readiness and readiness to take the full responsibility for results. Yep. We need to provide some kind of flexibility in our actions, because situations could be changed. For example, our client could have potential changes on the market, and we need to react somehow and to change, to transform our working goals, our process of cooperation, to speed up, for example, our teamwork, etc., etc. So we need to be flexible. It's also about the loyalty and trust. And the last one is readiness to take the full responsibility for results. I mean, if you promise, if you commit, because commitment means some kind of readiness to take the full responsibility. Yeah, if you are committed, so you are responsible, and that means that you can build your loyal cooperation. You can grow up your loyal cooperation step by step with your clients based on these 7 basic things. Oleksandr?
Just want to add that it should be two-way road. Yeah, because you can't be a loyal, honest, take full responsibility, and
Yes.
your client, don't do the same. Because again, this way they can just try to put some responsibility on you, and get some advantage of this situation. So, what do you do if you feel that your client is not so honest?
I'm trying to clarify why. What is the reasons? Yep, because I'm a business analyst, so that is why it's okay. It's normal for me. It's normal case for me. Just to think about the reasons, just to think about the sequence of consequences, that can or could have potential influence on client behavior, or maybe client decisions, etc. So every time we need to analyze the situation, guys. Don't miss this chance to do that, because you need to take your proactivity as one of your professional characteristics, and implement that characteristics in practice with these 7 steps. So manage in proactive manner, analyze in proactive manner, propose in proactive manner, and you will be forward. You will go forward with your client to your success.
Yeah. Before going forward, I want to support this idea that you should manage all these 7 parts.
Exactly.
From your side and from client side, and actively.
Yes.
And it will be complicated because we're working with people, but it's possible. It's really possible.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And by the way, you should provide these 7 steps. So, for example, or you can implement these 7 steps by different kind of techniques in project management area, in delivery management area, in business analysis area, especially during the discovery phase, during the project onboarding phase, by the way, when you're going to set up your cooperation with a client. Because if you have the right setup of all needed activities to control this situation, to manage this situation, I mean manage situation of building the loyal cooperation, it means that you're going to build the stable construction. Yeah. So
Yeah,
it's also very, very, very important accent of our work.
agree. So going forward,
Yeah, sure.
yeah. So expectation management techniques.
Yes. That is also a very interesting thing. I guess that we have a lot of them, but for you guys, today we prepared 8, the most popular. Of course, these 8 things in our practice just means for all of us that this is some kind of the blocks of different techniques, yep, different approaches that could be used, etc. But we call them techniques in the broad understanding of this terminology, yeah, or term. So just the first one, stakeholders balance of interest map. Yeah, it's not only about every BA knows these metrics or quadrants, yeah, as we know that influence power, yeah, metrics, but but before these metrics, and you can just build for yourself the stakeholders balance of interest map. Yep. It means that you need to know your stakeholders. You need to take the information about your stakeholders. Maybe you can organize, and maybe you can organize somehow some kind of workshop and just discuss in the lightweight manner with your stakeholders during your cooperation or collaboration their interests. How you can do that? In very simple way, yeah, just set up the workshop, but before this workshop, please prepare the agenda with explanation. Just speak with your stakeholders, representatives or decision makers, and just provide them an idea just for their thinking that you want to provide the best quality on your project. You want to support them as much as you can. You want to do your best. But from their side, you need to have some kind of help. Help of in communication process, help in cooperation process. So that is why you want to measure their main expectations from your project, yeah, that's going to happen, to going to start. And this means for all of us that stakeholders balance of interest map, it could be your internal document. You just need to hear the voice of your stakeholders or your clients. Yeah, this is very cool approach, but this approach just require from your side requires from your side the readiness to work with different people on different levels, on C-level, maybe higher, on maybe on just mid-management level, etc., etc. So you need to be prepared from that side as well. The next technique is expectations defining workshop setup, as I mentioned before. Yeah, how you going to do that on Miro board? Yep, or just another similar tool. You need to provide some kind of stakeholders names or groups. Yep, you need to, if you can group the stakeholders in your opinion in the correct form, just do that and provide the right questions to these people. Yeah, what you expect from us in technical area of the project, what you're going to expect from us in just communication and cooperation process, etc., etc. Please think about the questionnaire, yeah, for this meeting. This is a main point for your work with these guys. And map is the main outcome, but workshop is also could be some kind of specific technique that can help you to formalize, to visualize the results, and maybe based on that results, build this map for yourself, for sure. But from workshop, you can just take a lot of things. Yep, you can build the expectations group, you can of stakeholders, you can build, you can create some information about the roadmap project roadmap phases, expectations, milestones, etc., etc., etc. A lot of things. You can just discuss the interconnections between stakeholders groups, etc., etc. So think about that, guys. The third one is project timeline and milestones common control. Guys, not only your control or control on the client side, common control of the achievement of roadmap. Yeah, your project roadmap, just achievement, yep, of the timeline of the milestones on the project roadmap, yep. So it means for you guys that you need to provide that ability, and you need to organize the common procedure how you're going to do that. Maybe on quarterly based meeting, maybe on monthly based meeting, maybe on bi-weekly meeting, etc. It depends on project specific, but please think about the common control, because it's additional point of your communication and interaction with your stakeholders, and define the right things that important that are or have some importance to your stakeholders. The next is transparent, common and detailed workflow. Yeah, transparent, common and detailed workflow. It's about the actions. So your stakeholders, if in the head of your stakeholders or just appears some kind of question, what these guys are doing right now? This question shouldn't appear in the head of your stakeholders, because they need to understand what you are going to do every day based on your common workflow. Please build the model, BPMN diagram, something like that, or just any kind of other block diagram, etc., etc. And it doesn't matter, any kind of format that is agreed with your stakeholders group and easy to them for their understanding and applicable in their practice. Yeah, please choose the format, describe the workflow that should contain every kind of set of activities from team side, and provide this information to stakeholders. Just map the sequence and just map the order of these activities on timeline, and you will have the control instrument, perfect control tool, control technique. Yep, and your stakeholders will have and will use this technique too, because in that case, that builds the transparency. Transparency, as you remember, guys, is one of the component of the loyalty. Yeah, and that is all. And the next is about the KPIs. Yep. If you're going to use the metrics, agree these metrics with your stakeholders as well, because without the metrics, you can't explain how, you can't just provide the proofs how these results were achieved. Yeah. So you can't understand the gaps, and you won't have any kind of valid statistics, because you need to measure everything. Yeah, not everything, but main things of the project. So please do that with the KPI approach usage, with the metrics approach usage, etc. And three more, quick and efficient communication process. I don't want to just stop here. It's a common thing, common sense, yeah. Thing and agreed decision-making procedure. Guys, please don't make decisions by your own. I mean strategic decisions or major decisions. Please agree these things with your client. It's also trust. You shouldn't provide the extra problems. You can provide some kind of solution with just confirmation the variant of your actions, potential actions to your client, and your client or your stakeholders just provide you information or feedback about your vision on that solution, how you can resolve this or that issue, or how you can achieve this or that project goal. And the last one is set it up escalation flow. Yeah. So you need to play the conservator role. Yeah. You need to play the change management role. Yeah. Change manager role. If you are going to play the change manager role, sorry, you need to think about as I mentioned before, about feedback. Yeah. But how you going to provide the feedback, not only in just quiz form or questionnaire form, or maybe just one-to-one meeting at the end of the month, etc., etc. Please think about the escalation flow on different level, because escalations is your chance to change, to be better in processes, in cooperation, in people communication, in different things. And please don't scare up this word escalation. Yeah, it's okay. Because escalations are different. Of course, you can have potentially critical escalations on your project, but I don't think so that the percent of this or percentage of these escalations will be very high. I think this is a minor escalations, and but could happen from time to time. It depends on your actions, yes, for sure. But definitely, please use this approach to find the gaps in your work and to make your work better, better, and better. So this is about expectation management technique. That means for all of us that we have some kind of tool set, yeah, in our hands. And how you're going to apply this tool set, again, depends on your level of maturity and the level of maturity of your team generally. And from project to project, you can apply different things. Please remember, in different ways. It depends on the on the circumstances of the project. It's also true. Yeah.
Agree, and I think Rainer has a great addition to the list as risks. Yeah, we should definitely risks will help us to define expectations. Yeah, for clients, and also create project timeline, just to make it more or less reliable. Rainer, do you want to add some few words about risks?
Yes, I could do so. Thank you very much so far, Dmytro and Oleksandr, and good evening. When I'm managing projects, and this is at the moment the case with a larger project in Berlin, then risk management is for me a very central thing, because risks are probably impacting the project, they are probably causing costs, and they are impacting time. And this is what the top stakeholders are after. And if you put them into a kind of very, let's say, tiny risk management framework, which simply exists of impact and likelihood, or things like that, and probably you have then another component, which is time. then this helps a lot to communicate with critical stakeholders. And this is exactly what I think what is an important component of expectation management. Because if you make very clear to the managers that they probably don't invest in mitigation, this is often a critical point, because the managers and the sponsors, they don't want to invest more. But if they don't invest into mitigation, then they probably accept risks. And this is exactly the sharp edge which you can discuss with the managers. And this is an instrument which I use quite often.
Yeah, I think it's great addition. And risks, for me, risks just helps a lot to define expectations, yet make our stakeholders much not too afraid to provide their expectations, because we all understand that we don't know what will happen in the future. But with risks, we can say that okay, yeah, we expect these things, but yeah, according to this risk or something like this, we can get there can happen something, but we will do this and this. Yeah. So let's talk more about how we can do all this stuff, because it's more theoretical. So Dmitry, how we can do this?
Yeah, we have a lot of answers here, and actually, yes, yeah, it's some kind of the part of my post in LinkedIn social media channel from IIBA structure, and also from our global BA community structure as well. And for me personally, as ambassador of global BA practice and global BA community in EPAM. So I think that this is just some kind of reminder for our guys how you can do that. Yep. This is some kind of description of trust formula that we discussed before, because we just discussed some kind of general variant of this formula, but here we have the decomposed variant of this formula. So interaction excellence in detail, as I mentioned before, yeah, and transparent model of work. This is practical aspect, how we're going to implement this formula. Yep, as Oleksandr mentioned before, how we should do that in practice. Yeah, here we have an answer. So, but guys, please, if you can see the bullet points highlighted lists under these circles, yep, under this formula circles, please see that these things are practical based. Yep, you need to understand each point, what you're going to do here, here, and here. Yeah, and the main thing is about the trust, because we can decompose the trust in four components here. And the first one is about achievements of planned results. Yep, we talk a lot about that. Forecasted and aligned behavior. Guys, please, this is a new point. Forecasted and aligned behavior, because you shouldn't be in stress. Your client also shouldn't be in stress, because if your client will be in stress, it means for all of us on our common project that you will be in stress too. And I think that, yeah, thank you so much, Rainer, for your comment. And I think that this is very critical point for all of us, because everyone thinking about the results and their achievement. But guys, please ask yourself honestly, did you ever thinking about the feelings of your client? The pleasure of your cooperation process. Yeah, it's also very interesting thing, because client could be tired after a long-term project, and maybe full-scaled or just scalable project in your cooperation. From your cooperation, your client could be tired, and if you didn't mention that, if you won't predict this point, it means for you potential risk, as Rainer mentioned before, that you could lose your contract in the future, not because of the results, but because of the tiredness of your client. Yeah, it's also true. It's also practical aspect of our work. Quick and efficient issue resolving. Yeah, we shouldn't have any kind of blockers that can't be resolved, because the blockers that can't be resolved just born or going to born some kind of irritation just connected with some kind of suspicious things from client side. Yeah, and this chain will be grow in wrong way. So think about that and just support the ability to resolve any kind of issues on your project just immediately. And proactive prevention actions as a risk management aspect here, included here. So prevention actions will cost you much less than you will struggle in opposite case if you're going to struggle with the risks realization results, yeah, or just some kind of conclusions from that point. So I think this is all about the general formula, and we can switch and go forward.
Yeah, of course, because we are not working as one person. Yeah, we're working as a team, and we should understand how should we work with our team to keep and create this trust for our client, yeah, or with our client.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
what can you tell me about, or tell us about team?
Yeah, on team level, I can propose to your attention, guys, again, from my practice, I'm using always this formula. Not formula, but sequence. Yep, it's for me, it's some kind of formula, because the sum of these steps will provide you some kind of needed results. Yep. But 5 steps model of team behavior for the best client trust building. Yeah, what you're going to do and when. What is the main accents in your teamwork cooperation process building? I just divided the whole process into 3 big parts. The start of cooperation, or phases, we can call that, boost of your cooperation, and stable cooperation. Yeah, so at the beginning of our cooperation, this is crucially important for us to provide the honest and open position to everyone on your project. Honest and open, the transparency should be as a main accents, especially at the beginning. For sure, for the whole project as well, but especially on the beginning, because you don't know your client very well. Client doesn't know you very well. You need to provide this openness, honest, and transparency. So complete awareness and argumentation of motivation. Yeah, this is a 2 things that you need to care about that on team level inside your team. The next 2 things on the boost of cooperation stage or phase is performance and consistency of interaction. This is the 3rd one. And the 4th one, interest in interaction. You see, guys? So performance, in performance part, we can just highlight ability to fulfill agreements and supporting contact efficiency. Yeah, ability to fulfill agreements. This is very crucial point for us. So we need to provide this ability for the whole project time, but especially when you're going to boost cooperation, please think about that twice, maybe more times. And for interest in action, in interaction, yep, think about the evaluation of interests and alignment of the picture of reality. This is also very important thing, because you need to just make sure that you see the same things. Yeah, you are on the same page with your client and with your stakeholders, because complexity of the project will be grown up, and you can miss some details. So you need to be focused on that on this stage. And the last, on stable cooperation stage, you need to worry about the efficiency or effectiveness. The main point there is the main point there are the objectivity of evaluations and compliance with agreements, general compliance with agreements. So based on these 5 simple steps, you can just build the practical things. Please take this model, discuss this model with your teams, and fulfill every bullet point that highlighted there with your team. What does it mean, this or that point, in actions, in concrete actions based on specific of your project? Please take the answers from your people. How you can supply this or that?
Yeah. And okay, so we have 5 great steps how to build efficient teamwork. Let's say, yeah,
Sure.
we have our team, we built it, and it's great. Yeah, it's the best team in the world. So we're doing everything, but there's always something going wrong. So we should to use this scary word of escalation.
Yes.
Yeah. So let's talk about escalations. Is it so scary, or it can be useful?
Yeah. Let's think together about that. And here we have also some kind of model that we prepared for you guys. So I call this model as a escalation management main actions observation model. So we have some kind of we model, yeah, we-based model. What in the left part, you should decrease these things, these factors. In the right part, we have the factors that you should provide, and the main focuses in the central part of this model. And every point is about our action. Yeah. So just simple things, the main focuses of escalation process, significant of the questions. Yep. Root cause analysis, just the obligatory point, root cause analysis. If you don't know the roots, what you're going to make the decision. Yeah. Objective description, honest details, very crucial point, because a lot of guys, if they provide some kind of mistakes, for example, on our side, yeah, just they could be scared, and you need to just provide the right behavior style. Yep. So you don't need to make immediate punishment or something like that for your guys. You need to just cooperate with them, to speak with them, and just to understand the real roots. And provide the honest and get from them honest details why this or that happened, and what we're going to do to prevent this issue in the future on team level, etc. So it's our work on mistakes. Yep. So some kind of lessons learned on team level, risks and dependencies for this or that escalation and or work case, and influence on results. But on results on processes level, on product level, and project level, please don't forget about that, guys, because we have the different influence. Yep. And you need to cultivate some kind of you should provide some kind of results monitoring and reporting for all of us. For clients, for stakeholders, for the team, reduction of the stress factors in communication process, because escalation as an action is always connected with the pressure. Yeah, somebody to some person. Yeah, on some person, and to resolve this or that things. So it means for all of us that we need to decrease the stress. Please calm down, guys. Let's make some kind of procedure. Let's predict some kind of discussions, etc., to decrease this stress, this pressure, because in that case, I think the trust between you and client will grow. need support action setup, need timeline defining, and clear vision of actions. Yep, this is all main focuses that you should know. In the left part, we can say that we have pretty obvious things, but in stress factors or under stress factors influence, not every time, but very often we can forget about them. Yeah, so what we're going to decrease here? Uncertainty in communication, yeah? Redundant communication especially. Untimely communication, unnecessary disputes and manipulation attempts, especially the last one. Yep. So you need to provide the clear and objective position. Yeah. In any case, in any work case that related to some escalation. That is all.
I think it's a great formula for escalation, how to make escalation less scary, more useful. And
yes.
Okay, so we have trust. We built the great team. We know how to do correct escalation. Yeah,
Yes.
good escalation. What next?
Okay, let's see what will be the next. Yep, but I think the next point is some kind of model of the flexibility. Yep.
Looks like?
Yeah.
It's more like, yeah, how to build how we can build client relations. Yeah.
Absolutely. Guys, everything that is hard, this thing is died. Yeah. Everything that is flexible is alive. Yep, this is an Asian proverb from Confucius. Yep, so this is true because we need to be flexible in our life, and we need to provide the flexibility in our actions every time in our projects. Why? Because we need to be adaptable to any kind of circumstances or situations or cases that could appear and we can face with every day, with them every day. So that is why this is some kind of vision from us, how we going to build the client relationships and how we're going to implement the agile practices in that process. Yeah. And of course, this model is large and yeah, we are time limited, but the main accents are next. The next are next. We can provide the understanding what is in the central part of this model. Yeah. So we have 4 things that could be useful to implement this behavior on the right scale. Yep, the first one is the basis of sustainable relationships. You need to understand this thing. You need to think about when the moments or just signals or when you need to implement the agile practices in your work, because not every project needs some kind of agile practices. Yep. So it's also true. You need to think about the agile practices efficiency. Yep, in your case, and you need to think about the main blockers. All these chapters of this model, understanding of all these chapters of this model, provide you ability to lead the process in efficient way that is equal to make the progress. And the best agile practices pool that highlighted with the green color is the main accent there in this model or in that space. So you have the list of the best agile practices that you're going to use or implement in your work. I don't want to just go through this list because this list is pretty large for this discussion. Yeah, but basic accent or accents was made. Yeah, there. So
yeah. Agree, and also we will share the presentation with our listeners, so they can you can read everything later, just when you have some time and to think and reflect on all this stuff. But still, yeah, We were talking about.
Yeah. By the way, sorry for interruption. Let me jump in. By the way, guys, as you can see on the slides, you have the links on the posts. So don't forget to just visit the European BA Day LinkedIn page, because there you can find a lot of interesting and useful information. IIBA chapter page, and for sure our BA community page as well.
Yeah, it was small advertisement pause. Yeah.
Yes.
Anyway, yeah, I think we start with clients and we end with clients. Yeah, we should always think about our clients. So what we can do, yeah, to do it more efficient.
Yeah, also we can provide some kind of vision of client-centric approach model building. Yeah, we have 3 layers or 3 levels how we can build this model. The values level. On values level, we have the accents of business deep dive, operational excellence, and initiative and leadership. Yep, areas. Yeah, main of focuses, etc. We should decompose them on the main tenets level. What we should provide as the main tenets in our behavior, yep, to our client. And the last layer is about the actions focus level, yep. And here in that blocks we have some kind of, again, the lists of concrete things that should be done, and you need to be aligned with. Yeah. And the last block is some kind of basis, yeah, for all this model that related on people level with the skill and techniques and best practices usage that we previously discussed during our meeting today.
Yeah.
So it's also some kind of very interesting approach. Please just investigate this approach. You are very welcome with your comments. A lot of colleagues leave their comments on LinkedIn page when we publish such kind of materials. And you can find a couple of articles, by the way, with a broad explanation and other interesting visual forms and models that are related to this topic. Yeah.
I think it was interesting conversation with a lot of information and really beautiful graphics. Just want to remind you, want to remind you about our conference where Dmitry will be one of our speakers as well. So please check our webpage ba-day.com. There you can book your tickets to the conference. We will have this time. We will have 3 days of conference. The first day and on Wednesday and on Friday we will have workshops, and on Thursday we will have session day. So please check on the webpage. We have really interesting workshops, a lot of interesting sessions, and of course, again, we will have Dmitry there. And he will be talking about some more interesting things during our conference.
Yep. So
and we have.
Just let me jump in and add something. So about my speech on that conference. So guys, we're going to talk about the client centricity here as a process inside the company. In the company and outside the company. Yep. So please don't miss this chance to go through this topic all together with us. Yep. And I think that you will get a lot of value from this conference, from our speech, etc.
I think we had a lot of information now, and we have a question in the chat. And the question is, what KPIs would you suggest to use just to manage expectations and commitments in the project?
Yeah, it could be different KPIs. Yep. For example, you can just provide as a general practice or one of the best practice, you can provide the scale, some kind of client satisfaction. Yeah. And with different kind of on different kind of levels, you can provide different scales in points from 1 up to 10, very popular thing. And you can just send some kind of questionnaire every on some kind of basis, yeah, time basis, to your client. Yep. And just measure the level of his satisfaction. Yep. Not only to a client, to any kind of stakeholders group, by the way, to your team as well. Yeah, please think about the questions that just reflect the main aspects of your project that you are working on, and just placed there for each question this scale from 1 point up to 10. Yep. With ability to explain something. Yeah, it could be made in simple way in Google form, etc. And based on the sum of the estimations, you can provide the general metric to your team, to your client, to your management, etc. Just an example.
Yeah. There is another question from our listeners. So, when you are already have a team leader on your team, will the non-proposed practices conflict with the responsibilities of the team leader? I don't quite understand what means non-proposed practices.
Maybe not very well known practices, I guess. Or maybe not
Possibly.
confirmed practices by the policies, or maybe some kind of approaches. Yep.
Anyway,
Yeah, yep, please.
Andrew can if you want, you can just turn your microphone and
Clarify.
clarify a little bit.
But I think that I just get the insight, from this question. I just assume that Andrew just talking about the implementation of new practices from leader side. Yep, maybe inside the team or inside the or in the team, sorry, or in the project. It means for all of us that sometimes these practices or that practice, this or that practices, best practices that you're going to implement, potentially could have some kind of maybe not conflict, but we can say that overlap, with or just influence on the responsibility of the team leaders. It means for you that you not act alone, and you always need to be aligned with your team leaders. So please ensure before you're going to implement mentioned practices with your leaders, discuss these points, think about the influence, think about the risks, mentioned before, and I think everything will be fine, because you can adapt everything in your life to your goals, process, achievement. To your practice.
Hope we answered the question. And
I think
so it was really interesting conversation, a lot of information. So I think all our viewers can download presentation from our website or just watch recording. And if you have any questions, you can contact Dmytro on the LinkedIn.
Sure.
And hope to see you all at the conference in May.
Sure, guys. See you there. We just invite you one more time with all our pleasure to this great event with a lot of business analysts from the whole world. And that is the great ability to just not only to get some kind of the portion of the insights, but also to get some kind of big portion of pleasure that is also important in our BA life.
Yeah, always think about emotions, your client's emotions.
Absolutely. So thank you so much, Oleksandr. Thank you so much, Rainer, as an organizers of this beautiful event and this conversation. Thank you guys for your participation, for your questions, and I hope that you get some kind of insights and value from us today. And I can say that have a great day or great evening wherever you are. So see you next time. See you on the conference. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Bye, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.